That was the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Hey, but if you cannot satisfy as the man, figure it out. They got all types of stuff.
Please don't say nothing that she just said. No.
It's that CTE you got acting up. Yeah, let's talk.
They never ran out of soap. You want some hand sanitizer, but you're not washing your behind.
That's for sale.
Down, shaking together, shall men give unto your
You ain't pressing.
Just think to yourself, hey, might not even last. Maybe that'll make you feel better at night.
Who talking?
Got all types of stuff.
And that's my final word.
Well, people, hey, can I just say, Faye, every time I watch that video and you say the CTE you got acting up, I laugh every time. I can't even laugh. I laugh every time. I know that's supposed to be a quote unquote trigger, but I laugh every time.
Because he might have it.
He might have just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Every now and then he just twitch every now and then just out of nowhere.
No, hey, own that. I might have some CTE too. Like later on in life, it'd be like, hey, my CTE acting up. I can't go into work today.
I think pre-11 a.m. Alfonso got a little bit of that going on because you ain't quite nice that in the early morning. Maybe that's a little bit of CTE.
You just twist that from nowhere. Just shut up.
Who you talking to?
What? Yeah, see.
You don't act up until after dark, huh?
Right.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'll take that. Anyway, what's going on, family? This is your second favorite crew. I don't know what your favorite is, but I know it ain't us. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all.
Oh man,
what we got to do to get in your good graces? What we got to do?
Right. What favors we got to give out?
I don't know. Maybe we got to give them some merch or something.
Maybe
it's supposed to be.
That'd be nice.
We'll see what's happening. We appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead. We got a nice little show for you guys today, and hopefully, because last week we was about 2 hours. Hopefully, we don't take up that much of your time tonight, but we shall see.
It's when Erica and Lee get together. Since E's not here today, we probably be a little less. It's them two. They feed off each other. And they get their long.
I agree with that, Faye. I really do agree with that.
They had a couple gems last week. They dropped a couple of them, but it was just all that other stuff. You know what I mean? If y'all just cut the fat and just get straight to the meat. That'll help us all. You know what I mean? If y'all got these folks are preachers and they be preparing little messages. So, just get to the point. Cut the fat, brother. You know what I mean?
Blasphemous.
Cut the setup.
All of them.
And go straight to the premise.
Lying.
We'll go ahead and introduce ourselves. Ladies first.
Hi, I am Faye. So nice to see you all again.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Chips Ahoy. I'm Enjoy, Checker Boy Floyd. Hope everybody's doing well. I know what you're thinking, and you're right. Hot Girl Summer is over.
Man.
Okay, it is officially over. All right, and you know what this season is called? All right. We're going to call this Fat Boy Fall, okay?
Oh, my God.
It is the season of the big black man, all right? If you ain't got one, if your hot girl summer didn't get you a big black man, shame on you, okay? Because it's cold outside and you need one, all right? It's nice and warm and it's cozy.
Wow.
So listen. This is what you do, all right? Y'all women that's married to y'all big black man, this is what you do tonight when y'all sitting down watching your movie and got your popcorn right. Ladies, go ahead and just slip your feet up under that fat, up under his stomach and get nice and warm. It's warm up there, all right? It's the most beautiful place to be in the world, all right? Right there. And get your feet nice and warm, your cold feet, all right? Because it's a blessing.
We're going to be evicted from the Lobby Stone platform.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play. That's not.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm talking to the married women now, but yeah, it's hot girl summer is over, all right? It's cold.
I wish Erica was here because she would match your energy real good. And I'm right. She's like something real
cold
good
outside.
I know it say Tim on the lower third, but it's really TMI. Too much information, Clark. Everybody,
Hey,
round of applause.
that's
But
I
my
wasn't
name is
thinking that
Lee.
they was thinking it.
Yeah,
That's what they was
right,
thinking.
right. My name is Lee. 3 letters, 2 of them are the same. Happy to be here. Let's get on with the show.
Well, this is Zoe. And I did have a funny thing today, but it is wildly inappropriate. So
Yeah, so no, we won't do that.
If Zoe says something is inappropriate, it is
Right.
really.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's really crossed the line.
For the man who doesn't know where the line is, if he says it's crossing, it's over. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
bad.
we're not doing it.
It's bad.
I'm gonna send it. Because it's been sent before in this group chat. I'm gonna send it again. I'm gonna get y'all just so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Because I was scrolling through our group chat, like all of our pictures and links and stuff. I was scrolling through it the other day, and I came back across this, and I was just like, "Oh my goodness, that one was hilarious." It was actually something that Tim sent a while ago. I'm about to send it to y'all right now, and y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, huh?
I said, drop me a hint because I can't check because I'm using my phone today.
Oh.
Drop you a hint. Okay. The best hint that I can give without giving it away is it's a picture of the Christian Life International softball team.
What?
Oh my God! Really?
What? I don't know what that is.
You're following these people?
Really?
Oh, it's still. It's not good. It's not good.
Hey, look, I'll say this. So, Faye, I'm sorry. So, Faye, you're so in the dark. So, I'm going to say this.
It's not good.
Christian.
It's not good. Nope.
What is happening?
Saints are like the Saints. Watch your acronyms, okay? Everything ain't supposed
Christian
to be
Life
up on
International.
the billboard and up on the
Christian Life International football team took a picture, and they used the acronym of Christian Life International as their logo. But they decided that they wanted their logo to be Christian Life International with the cross at the end of it. And you can
Lord Jesus.
I think
the T is the team. It's team. Watch your acronyms. You know, everything ain't supposed to go up on the moniker on the billboard.
They didn't think that though.
No. And they just a smiling. They just a cheesing in love for Jesus.
Right. Smiling, having a good old time, man. You would have thought that everything was cool. They didn't notice anything. Everything was fun. But
just happy people, you know.
But that's my funny thing of the day. I would love to show the picture here live, but for the people that don't get it, I think it's best you don't get it.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. Moving on.
So yeah, if you really want to see the picture, go to the Sticks and Stones YouTube page, and we'll show it there.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right, moving on to other business. We're gonna start with everybody's favorite story for whatever reason. And I've really been following the story because I think it's a big load of bull. I think it's a big load of bull, and we talking about Ime Udoka. Now, so for y'all that don't know, I'm gonna get everybody caught up. Ime Udoka is a basketball coach for the Boston Celtics. He's the head coach. Last year was his first year as the head coach of the Boston Celtics, and in his first year, he took the Celtics to the NBA Finals, where they lost to Steph Curry and the Warriors. My snapback just popped. They lost to Steph Curry and the Warriors in the Finals, and so that was, but again, it was his first season. Everybody was saying that, he did great, first season, everything's cool, blah, blah, blah. Well, now the story came out yesterday where Ime Udoka is facing a 1 year, so not even facing no more. They officially suspended him.
They officially did it.
They officially suspended him last night. So he has been suspended for a full year from coaching. And in the NBA, whenever you're suspended without pay. So he has been suspended for a year without pay from the Boston Celtics for a consensual relationship with a staff member in the organization. That is the exact way, the exact words that was used to describe it. He is being suspended for a consensual relationship with a Boston Celtics staff member. Now, people have been upset for a variety of reasons. Some people upset because, why are we hearing about this? We don't hear about other people. Some people are upset because, you would knee alone. How could you do that? There's a lot of layers to peel back from this. And I'm just going to kind of leave it there, and I'm going to let y'all marinate in a little bit because I know y'all got opinions. So I want y'all to go ahead and say what y'all got to say before I put a bow on this thing. Go ahead, Faye.
I just
Phase
have a
one.
question. Just one question, and just a yes or no. Is there a known policy that states that coaches or whatever are not supposed to be involved with staff members?
In the NBA, as a league-wide policy, no.
But the Boston Celtics have a policy that says
so yes.
Yes, the Boston Celtics have it.
So this is a known rule for the team, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry to this man. That's all I can say.
Okay. So you want to go, Tim, or you want me to go? Because
You go ahead. You fired up.
All right. I'm fired. I'm I'm gone.
No, I'm not done. No.
Okay. Go ahead, Faye. Go ahead.
I feel like this. I feel like in certain positions, when you are a minority, especially a black man, you know that there is a bigger gun with bigger bullets waiting for you. And for that reason, it's like, if you know it's waiting, why would you give somebody ammunition to come after you? For example, we know President Obama, first black president, so people were just waiting to find something on him. He could have easily pulled a JFK and been knocking women down left and right throughout the White House. But the fact of the matter is he knew that the punishment would be greater for him. So I don't know what he did, but all I know is he didn't get caught. So let's take it back to this coach. If you know there is a bigger weapon or a bigger level of punishment for you, why put yourself in certain positions? Like, I'm sorry to hear it happen, but you kind of brought it on yourself. Okay, bye.
Okay. Yep. Don't disagree with any of that. Don't disagree with any of it. But I want to give context to this, because the context is where the crap happens. Because the Boston Celtics, there are rules in, society, if you will, corporations, if you will, that are nothing more than a liability. Like, just in case things go wrong, just in case, we have a jaywalking rule because we tired of people getting hit by cars. So we made jaywalking a thing. But if you get caught jaywalking, you understand that there has to be something more at play if somebody's going to give you a citation for jaywalking. Ime Udoka, first off, this is a very, very commonplace in the NBA and in the Boston Celtics organization. There have been other fraternization instances that the Celtics have chose to keep under wraps, if you will. Here comes Ime, successful coach, takes a team to the final, which, again, no rookie coach since, not since ever. The first year taking a team to the finals, that hasn't happened before. So he is, by all accounts, exceptional at his job. So to replace somebody who is truly exceptional at their job, that would cause some red flags, if you will. I mean, you can't fire the best and then people not ask questions. But what we can do is try to throw some dirt on his name so that we can get out from underneath his his greatness, so that we can go in a different direction, the way that we always wanted to go anyway. I believe that Ime is, first off, this is a hit job because, yes, everybody's jaywalking. Everybody's jaywalking. Like, in the organization, everybody is jaywalking. Like, they're doing something. There is a policy against like sitting back in your chair at your job, so that they can protect themselves. But when it becomes weaponized and say, all right, he was sitting back in the chair, we need to get him out. There's a different agenda. And Boston, we know, has been notorious for their underhanded racial practices in terms of black and brown people in that area, in that region. So I believe Ime excelled where he shouldn't have excelled so quickly. And now they are replacing him with, a big surprise, a white guy that was under him. And saying, okay, well, he's going to lead the team. But the problem is we don't know how this white guy is going to do his job. He could be great like Steve Kerr was, or he could be horrible. He could be dog crap. And now the fans, the people that like the team, they just got to deal with it because, oh, well, Ime was suspended a year. But there was like some speculation. I just want to clear everything up with Ime. Right now, currently, we don't know if Ime and Nia were together at that point in time. We don't know.
We don't speculation even know they're together right now.
Right, there's speculation because they had a son in 2011. They got engaged in 2015. That fell through. We don't know the particulars of that, and that ain't none of our business. But here's what I have to say: if everybody jaywalking and you pick out one person, there's something more. There's something more there. So my heart goes out to Ime. If I was Ime, what I would do is I'd pull a deuces, and I would pull a deuces in the same division. I would go to knock on Joe Tsai's door. Said, hey, I used to coach for you guys a couple years ago. I'm talking about the Brooklyn Nets. I swept you guys this past year. You didn't win a game against me.
Steve Nash don't know what he's doing.
Steve Nash, he don't know his right from his left.
No, sir.
You have 48 hours. I will coach your team this year. 48 hours. Sign a check. That's what I would do if I was in Ime.
No question. 1,000%.
Faye, you said no. You said no. Like you don't agree that he should leave. You don't agree that like this man is being unfairly pointed out.
I just feel like there's a little bit of removing responsibility in the explanation. Like, okay.
No, he did it.
Okay.
He did it. He did it. All right. He flat out did it. You right. He jaywalked. That man jaywalked. Let us prosecute him to the full extent of the jaywalking law. However, if everybody else is jaywalking and you treated them this way, and then he jaywalked and you treated him a different way, well, then he should feel some type of way of the disparity of treatment. That's what I'm saying.
He can feel whatever he wants, but the fact of the matter is, if you broke a rule, there's a consequence.
Right, but the consequence should be consistent. It should be consistent.
Fair.
Right,
Just
you're right. Life ain't fair. So you know what?
Black people should be able to walk around with hoodies and not be followed. But the fact of the matter is, life is life. Is it right? No, absolutely not. But reality is reality. So don't give people the weapon to use against.
Here's the other side of that reality, though, Faye, because it's unfortunately is not just that simple, right? Because it's not necessarily. This isn't the court of law. This is strictly based off of rules that's set within an organization, right? Rules that have these rules and these things have been ignored multiple times before. Multiple times. Like you had to have really ruffled some feathers, or it had to have been some kind of agenda for this red flag to be thrown on you. So I'm saying it's bigger than just that. You did what you did. He accept responsibility. Oh, girl, accept responsibility. I'm saying stop playing with him and fire him. See, that's what they don't want to do because he's an amazing coach. He is an amazing coach.
He will win.
No matter what, win wherever he goes, and it proved because of the how well he was able to coach this team to the finals. So I agree. If it's that egregious, fire him, and if it's not, shut up. Why suspend? Why sit him down for a year? why cut off your nose to spite your face? Like, you are
Stupid.
screwing yourself. Like,
Stupid.
why should Jason Tatum sit and accept that? He's trying to win a championship now. Jaylen Brown is trying to win now. Al Horford is trying to win now, right now. So, like, you're gonna spike the team. It's something else going on. Like, you really, a year in NBA years is like 10 years.
Let me
You lose 1 year when you have the potential to be able to win a championship. You mess that up this year, you might not be back. This other guy might not get the response that Ime got. You might not ever get back to this position.
I want to give some clarity on the weight that a 1 year suspension holds in this league, because we have a very recent example. Okay, Ime Udoka was just suspended for a full year for a consensual relationship that he had with somebody in the workplace. Okay, we just had another 1 year suspension be handed down this year to an owner of an NBA team. He was suspended for a full year and fined $10 million. I will add that to be fair. But he was suspended for a full year because of they found out that he used racial slurs. He said the N-word 5 times in a conversation with someone. And he used language that was very demeaning and misogynistic towards women. And he did this blatantly and openly to where it caught wind. And they couldn't hide it no more. It got to the league. The league suspended him for a year.
And he's in the process of selling the team now.
Correct.
Well, he's in the process of selling the team now, but
selling both of his teams.
That's beside the point. The point is we're talking about the year, right? So you have 2 instances of 2 individuals being suspended for a year. One was suspended for racist and misogynistic language. Often and commonly and openly. Another one suspended for consensual relationship. Now, we can dive into that. We can say, point fingers, one thing or the other. I will say this as far as my personal opinion. First of all, when this story was put out, somebody wanted the story out because this is a very
Celtics.
This is a very internal matter.
Yeah.
And this is a story that's not often made news, right? And I'll take it a step further and not just talk about the NBA, but I'll just talk about in the workplace in general, right? In the world that we live in today, in the workplace in general, there are always policies in play that deals with relationships in the workplace, unless it's a prior relationship or a marriage or whatever. There's always some kind of policy in play that talks about appropriateness in relationships in the workplace, right? They happen all the time. Rarely are they ever a story. Now, I do agree with what you said, though, Faye, is that you a black man coaching in the NBA. More specifically, to me, you're a black man coaching in Boston. So let's just be real, okay? You a black man coaching in Boston. You were already on borrowed time. So don't give them the ammunition to kick you out the door. I do agree with you on that, Faye, because it's said all the time, all right? You got to be responsible. You got to understand where you at in the position you're in. Don't give them ammunition. Now, I don't even know. We don't know the timetable of this relationship. We don't know if this relationship happened before or after they were both in the same workplace at the same time. It could have been before and it carried in and then it ended. We don't really know what that timetable is. All we know is that he had relations with a staff member. It was consensual. Both parties have said it was consensual. Whoever this lady is, which it hasn't, there's been some speculation as to who it is, but it hasn't came out as official yet. So I don't really want to, get into that. But whoever
only one female.
No,
but she's married to somebody in the organization. Like
there are
she's
3 women that work in the Celtics organization. Now,
But with the team,
if I was to show you pictures of all 3, you could easily say,
yeah,
you know who it is.
yes,
If we're gonna be real, all right.
yeah.
There are 3 women that work in the Celtics organization. Only one of them looks good enough to cheat with. So
See again. Now, how we know he cheating? How we know he cheating?
You were right.
How do we know he cheating?
It
He
wasn't
not
Nia
cheating.
Long.
We don't know he
It
cheated.
wasn't Nia
All I am
Long.
saying
No,
None of them women Nia Long.
risk
You
it
hear me?
all. If you're gonna risk it all, if I show you 3 pictures of
She
the
ain't
women
Nia Long,
that work
fam.
with the Celtics, there's only one you're gonna risk it all
She
with.
ain't Nia
We just
Long.
gonna leave it there. We're gonna leave it there. All I am
ain't
saying
Nia
is
Long.
I agree with you. He should know where he is and what is up. But I am also on the back end. I'm gonna also say this. All right. Yes, somebody had it out for you. Okay. But I also want to point out that the person that they are choosing to replace him with, he got some issues. The dude was arrested for DUI 6 years ago, and he was arrested for domestic battery 3 years ago. So now we're talking about a dude that put hands on a woman. Ime had a consensual relationship, and they got rid of him. And they
Funny,
were
funny how that works, ain't it? Funny how that works, ain't it? But hold on, what is he? Is he this or this? Is he this or this?
white.
Okay, that's
The
all
dude
we need to know.
with is a white dude that got charged with domestic battery, put his hands on a woman. Now, he went to court. The case was settled, and that was what it was. But it's on his record: DUI, domestic battery, and they're using him to replace Ime that had a consensual relationship.
They just feel like this is a good opportunity for him to clean up his record.
The guy,
No, and they feel like it's a good opportunity for them to win with the right person in charge of it.
Right.
They were going to lose the guy that they're replacing him with. They almost lost him to another coaching job somewhere else. He was about to be the head coach of the Utah Jazz. They hired somebody else. So it is what it is. The point is, all right, and again, I don't want to get too down the basketball road here because we're not really talking about the sport. More so we're talking about the scenario. The point that I'm making is you suspend the guy for a consensual relationship and you replace him with the guy that's beating women. Problem.
And
The
again,
moral thing, if you're doing this if you're going to say, oh, well, it's a moral thing, we suspended him because of an inappropriate consensual relationship.
You know it's not.
Okay, well, let's stick to those morals and replace him with someone that ain't beating women.
No,
That's all
it just came out of your mouth. They didn't want to let him go.
right.
What does that sound like? That sounds like they put his replacement in place so they can let Ime go. But they don't want to let Ime go because they
he's too
know
good a coach.
Yes, he's too good of a coach.
Look, at the end of the day,
They know he's gonna go somewhere and
he ain't
they're gonna
coaching
be in the
right now
finals.
because they dumped him, and they dumped him for a dude that's out here beating folk. That's all I'm saying.
And again, what I'm saying is this stuff historically has been handled behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
Behind closed doors, you wouldn't know nothing about any of this stuff if it was if it was Joe Mazzulla that had an inappropriate consensual relationship with a staffer. Would you hear about it?
I don't even know who that is.
Exactly. We wouldn't know who that is.
You said Mazzulla, Lee?
Yeah, that's the person that
was
replacing.
Udoka.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And
No,
right. Of course, you wouldn't know who he is. But I guarantee you, and this is the speculation on what happened just 2 years ago when Brad Stevens was kicked upstairs. When he was kicked upstairs, there was speculation that it was Danny Ainge that had to leave because he had a relationship inside the building. This just happened, but it wasn't in the news. This just happened, but nobody was talking about it like they talking about him. And then he wasn't suspended for a whole year. They just said, "Hey, we're about to promote Brad Stevens to the upstairs, and we're mutually parting ways with Danny Ainge." Come on, man! Like that's the language that they use when they're trying to protect somebody's character. But now with Ime, you got these speculations going out that he's a cheater. You got the speculations going out that he used power in order to force a relationship on this person, even though this report says it's consensual. The court of public opinion says that, because he was such a high figure in the organization, there was no way she could give consent because of the power dynamic. Yeah, that stuff bothers me. But even still, Like, if you wanted to protect this man, if you truly had this man's best interest at heart, then you would have handled it the same way that you handled it with Danny Ainge. You would have handled it the same way that you handled it with Brad Stevens. You'd have handled it the same way that you handled it with time and time again where people are screwing in the building. But with him, you put his business on Front Street. I promise you, if I'm Ime, I'm gone. I will never coach for that team again.
I'm out of there.
Ever. I'm out.
Brooklyn will definitely
They'll get my call.
Yep.
They'll get my call. Matter of fact, I'll be the assistant coach to Steve. I'll be the assistant coach to Steve because y'all know how trash he is. And when we win this year, you gonna know it wasn't because of Steve. It was because I came in the building.
Yep.
I'm good. Deuces.
Well, I think that's plenty of time on that topic. Faye's watching. She's trying to rock herself awake right now. Okay.
She's like, you know what? I don't care. I'm over
right.
I'm over it.
And that's what's. And now for other news.
Well, we spoke about Missoula and his domestic history. So speaking of putting hands on women, Bishop Lamar Whitehead strikes again.
What?
What? Bishop.
What?
You know this bishop word.
What? Like, hey, what type of segue was that, Zoe? Like,
that was a great connection. He found, find the relationship.
That was so much sense.
Find it. You did great.
So we're gonna get to it. This was sent. This came out, and just to give a little bit of history, Bishop Lamar Whitehead is the bishop. Y'all remember him. He was preaching at his in his church, and he was robbed at gunpoint during a live feed of his service. We spoke about it a while ago. We went live. We showed y'all the church that he was preaching from, and all. He was talking about the millions of dollars, or not millions, plural, but just $1 million worth of jewelry that was stolen from him. And we showed you guys the church that he was in and all that stuff. Well, he strikes again. He is now back to being violent on the public scene. This time for the word that Tim wanted to use was escort. He escorted a woman out of the service. That's what Tim said. But we're going to let you guys see for yourself. You guys tell me what he did.
Let's give Jesus a round of applause. Let's give Jesus a round of applause. Let's give Jesus a round of applause. While they take pictures and they want to be on social media, take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures.
Okay, so first of all, I want to start personally.
You ain't gonna play the second one?
You ain't gonna play the second video?
I was about to say.
Play the other angle.
Let me be fair. All right. I want to be fair and objective. I'm going to play the other angle that we also got that Bishop Lamar Whitehead put out himself. Yep. This is the angle that he put out on his own personal stuff to say, here is the footage of what happened. This is him up here on the top. This video does not have any audio, but this is just kind of showing what he did. And this is him escorting her out the back. Okay. So
questions.
So
let me start here. Okay.
I got a lot. That's the first time I've seen that. I got a lot.
Personally, so here's the first the first kind of thing that strikes me. Okay. My boy, you were just robbed at gunpoint. You were just robbed at gunpoint in front of your people who experienced a traumatic experience, which is probably why in the video that we just saw, there's not a lot of people in there because they went through a traumatic experience in their house and they're not ready to go back through those doors. Okay. I'm going to just say that. I don't know if it's true. I know what you're thinking.
Allegedly.
I know what you're thinking, but we're going to start there. All right. But here's what I'm going to say. Okay. You just got robbed at gunpoint. And you being robbed at gunpoint was attributed to your desire to flash your money in front of people. So my boy, why are you preaching in a Dior suit? This is a full Dior suit. Like that's a Dior suit.
Hey, that's high noon on a Tuesday for him. Okay, that's light work.
Hey,
And it
right.
might be. He
Hey,
probably
hey.
right.
That's light
So
work.
for us ignorant people, how much does a Dior suit cost?
Man, I look. Here's what I know: a pair of Dior Jordan ones retail is going for $2,500. That's the shoes. Now he got a suit on, so I can imagine that suit is probably a light 8,000.
It's a
Eight
car.
thousand for the suit, plus the
Okay.
watch he got on, plus the bracelet he got on. I'm not gonna count the ring because that's a bishop's ring, so I'm not gonna count that. You got the watch on, got the bracelet on. That watch ain't bishop customary. That bracelet ain't bishop customary. It looked like my man's got some money.
He's wearing a car.
He
He's
wearing
wearing a vehicle.
he's wearing a car,
Yeah.
legit. Like you can buy a car flat out with everything he got on right now.
Yeah.
But again, if you choose, this is how you want to live your life. This is how you want to dress. This is how you want to represent yourself. That's on you. You're a grown man. You can do what you want to do. All right, that is your call. All I'm saying is, my man, you just got robbed in New York, in Queens. You just got robbed. I don't know personally if right after I get robbed, I flaunt the money again in the exact same spot where I just got robbed. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, again, we can get into the whole. Yeah, personally, I feel like he choked that girl, but Tim said she was escorted. So I'm gonna let y'all have that conversation.
Now,
I,
don't be.
I think because I'm looking at the girl arms flailing like this while she's leaving out, and I'm seeing how fast that hand got to her neck. Boy,
Yeah, it got real
it
fast.
was a quick boom. It was quick. It was a little too quick for me. It was quick.
Now let me clear something up because you keep saying Tim said I'm not on Bishop Whitehead. That ain't my boy. That ain't my partner. Okay, I'm just telling you what I saw on the video. Okay, now the brother shouldn't have put his hands on that woman. First of all, not no. If he was gonna maybe put his arms around her shoulder and walk brisk, maybe something like that. But no, what I saw was him put his hand and it was on the back of her head, and he was walking really quickly, right? Uh, and then what you guys did not see was it was all they was planning on doing that. Okay, so it was two women sitting at the back of the church. One of them had a video. She had her phone out, right? And they was sitting through the whole little message when he started up, and then they decided to get up, and the lady started interrupting the service, and the other lady had her phone up. So when he was saying take your pictures and get on social media, that's what he was referring to. It was a lady in the back with the phone recording the whole situation. Um, that's just clear. The dude shouldn't put his hands on the girl, and I think personally, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he staged it, or if it was staged or whatever. It's just another opportunity for him to get in the limelight. Um, the last the last thing didn't work out. I personally feel like that robbery was staged. That's me. Where was these other? Maybe they installed them other cameras after the robbery went down. Maybe that's what they did, so they can get more. And my thing is like, dude, you can say that's how pastor. You're a grown man. You do whatever, but man, you're I don't just being a bishop, being a pastor, being a person that is of service to people. You present and carry yourself in a certain way, man. And I'm not a fan of that. Like this, people around you can't afford your pants. They can't afford the shoes. They can't afford the socks you got on. You in the Bronx, bro. In the belly of the Bronx. This ain't even gentrified Brooklyn. You in the Bronx, bro. It is yo. So I don't know, man. The foolishness that he's keeping up, I am ashamed. There's I don't like to see that. Yeah, go
It
ahead.
that whole situation, I think they both were out of order.
Hmm.
Although he did say in the other video, you could hear him say, "Come up here," and she did go ahead and walk up there. I feel like the way they handled that. I think she did an interview saying she was basically pathetic or something. I don't care nothing about that. But when she did walk up there, to me, it was by invitation. Although I don't think he genuinely meant it. But even still, I guess it's the lively sound in me. I've never once seen, like, even when they would have like the bigger altar calls, it was really more so women to women, men to men. And it seems as if, you know, you would have trained somebody to where one of the women would have escorted her out versus you putting your hands on her. Because let's say he did have positive intent, that looked bad. It looked like you about to choke this girl out, even though, you know, of course he ended up walking out. It looked like a choke. And so to me, you don't give nobody ammunition to use against you. Like, that's my whole thing for today. Don't give him ammunition. And I feel like he did that. So I mean, and then on top of that, I just don't like that man. So there's that too. So I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about that.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna do a Clarkism. People will be people.
People will be people, dog.
People will be people, and
people be.
First off, I'm gonna go back to that second angle. Can you bring that second angle back up, Fonzo? You can bring that second angle because it's just me. All right, Alfonso, he is focused on the Dior suit. Okay, that's Alfonso. But me personally, all right.
How is it?
How many people are there? Like
17,
how many people?
top 17 total
Like,
in the whole bit.
I'm counting heads. It can't be more than
a traumatic experience.
Fonz. If you believe that, I got some land in Florida to sell you, bro.
They should have put these whole side of chairs up. This whole side, they should have put them up.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, like, are those wedding chairs? Like,
it's a reception hall, bro.
Bro, like,
it's a
those chairs. Those chairs legit look like, venue seating. Like this, that's not church seats. Those aren't church seats.
That venue.
You can't buck in that.
That venue is a venue that's used for wedding. Like, it's a wedding venue, a reception venue that he rents to have church in.
Right.
Man.
And the chairs came with it.
Man. I was trying to give Bishop Whitehead a new day of grace and benefit of the doubt until I saw this angle. Now I'm like, you know what? Off with his head. Because what is he doing? Like, he's saying, let's give Jesus a round of applause. There's only 6 people in the audience. Like, Jesus a round of applause. Y'all could have had this on 3-way. Save your money.
Like, and it seems like this lady right here in the back.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's the accomplice. No, she did accomplice. Yeah. But I would have
accomplice. There's another accomplice as well.
Yeah,
that walks in after her right here.
No. She's the one that told the lady.
Yeah, she's telling her to get out.
And told her lady to get out.
Yeah, she told her to get out.
You gotta go.
Yeah,
you told her to get out. But again, like, if you saw this Bishop Whitehead, you'll probably never see this. But let me talk to you directly, Bishop. If you saw that somebody was in the back recording this, like she had an accomplice, and you say take the pictures, put it. They want to be on social media, so this is a set job. Like this is a hit job, and you saw that. Like, for you to then go ahead, put your hands on lady and escort her out, like, the Bible talks about fools. The Bible does talk about fools. I believe it's in there. We can talk about the foolish things, and but that was a foolish thing to do.
It's better to be thought of food and open your mouth and erase all doubt.
And to remove all the doubt. Like, you should have just not, like, and then you over here saying, like, you like, give Jesus a round of applause, give Jesus, and then take the pictures. Let him take the pictures. I'm like, that. It was just a shift. Like, it was too quick a shift for me. Well, how we gonna go from take pictures to giving people the people's elbow? Like you don't need to do that. Like, so I don't like the visuals of it. I think Faye said it. Maybe it's a lively stone in me too, but unfortunately, you represent me too, which I have a big problem with. I have a huge problem with right now, but I have a big problem with when you choose to go outside of sound teaching, sound doctrine, and then to employ your own thing and then justify it with scripture, like, you're doing what it is exactly that you were supposed to do. Christianity never calls for that. There's nowhere in the Bible that was sanctioned, that was actually accurate. Now, of course, there are some violent interactions in the Bible. There are some really, really violent, graphic stuff. I won't get into detail, but we have that too. But there was never an instance where, because you are uncomfortable, or because some people that you're around are uncomfortable, you get to get physical with a lady and push her out of the thing. Like, no. Shoot, it's better for you to go up to the top of the roof. Go up to the top of the roof. Like, leave. Don't do it. Hey, service is over. Service is over. You only had 6 people anyway. Shut it down.
I mean, but okay, let's be fair. Faye, if you went to church and somebody came in at gunpoint and robbed the joint, how quickly you going back?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either, but I think
especially when there's a virtual option.
So can we
rooted in the church, and I have a church that I trust versus that foolishness that's on display right there. Like
exactly.
For lack of better words, my pastor is not an attention whore that would make me wonder, is this possibly staged? So I'm not even gonna do that. Especially when the pastor could sell everything he had on because it's worth a car, and then turn around and rent a better looking event space in a safer neighborhood so we don't want to have to walk in the hood. So I'm not too kind to him, and I'm not gonna give him too many benefits of the doubt. So no, he can miss me.
I tried till I saw them chairs. And then also, like, he was like the whole thing about trust in terms, like, said, well, I trust my leader. Like, yo, trust is earned, doc. Like, and you said, Zoe said, well, how quickly would you go back? I would go back the next week if I trusted the people. If I trusted the church, I would go back the next week. I go back the next day. Like, those type of things. If we gonna put our business in the street, like, my car was stolen off the lot. Like, my car was stolen off of Lively Stone's lot, and that happened on a Friday, Saturday morning, and I was there on Sunday.
He was.
And let me say this, with me being someone who grew up there, and y'all know we used to have broadcasts at night, there were many a days where I had to run to my car because they were shooting on St. Louis Avenue, and I was right at the church the next week. And you know what eventually happened? Our pastor hired security who got their pew pew, so I feel a little bit safe.
That pew pew. That pew pew. Yo, I can't respect nobody that call their gun that pew pew, but I got that pew pew on me, dog. Hey, dog, you don't want to mess with me, dog. I got that pew pew on me, dog.
Yo,
real
I can't.
Everybody gonna die.
Right.
Right.
Oh my gosh. But that's real though. Like, if I'm committed to this, if I'm committed to the church, if I'm committed to the ministry, like, it don't matter. Like, traumatic things happen all the time. But where does your faith lie? Is my commitment is untouchable with the external things. All right. That doesn't have anything to do with my commitment to this place, to the one in which I serve, which is God. So, like, if somebody was to come in Lively Stone at gunpoint and rob us, which probably won't happen, but you know, if somebody was to come in and rob us, guess what would happen on the next Sunday morning? The seats would be filled. The seats would be filled, and we would still have church. We would still have church, and we would still do exactly what we was going to do. Because again, it comes with a commitment, an internal commitment that we've chosen to make, and the fact that we trust, like, the things we're going to learn the lessons, and that probably won't happen the next week. And I mean, the streets here, like, most people that I've talked to that, like, came from the Greaterville area know that Lively Stone is untouchable. Like, they not coming to Lively Stone and robbing us. Now, they might try to take your car, but they're not coming in the building and taking your money.
Faye, I think, did your mom, what'd you say, Faye?
I was saying, even if they did think to do something, everybody knows it's security out there on a Sunday morning. They might try on Monday, but they ain't doing it on Sunday.
Look, it's police officers now, dog. I don't know if you want to do that. It ain't a good idea. But yeah, my parents' car got stolen before. I think, your mama car got stolen. Yeah, folk, man. Yeah, I won't go into that. But yeah, you're right. It is the
So
trust and the influence of of leadership of the house. Yeah, but I
right.
want
So
to.
Zoe using that excuse don't hold water at
Uh,
4015 St. Louis Avenue, partner. That don't hold
no.
water.
Trolling. He don't even.
I'm just saying in general, okay? I understand we're talking about 4015, but they're not at
But
4015.
in
I'm just
general,
saying in general.
traumatic happens involving the pastor, people going to show up even more to rally behind that pastor, because we've seen even scandals happen around the pastor, like the one time when the girl was talking in service about what happened, and what happened, they turned around and huddled around the pastor to show support to him, although he traumatized somebody else. So I'm not buying that excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole nother.
All that other stuff, no, he can miss me.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna get into that second conversation. We're gonna leave that there. Now we are gonna get into this last joint, and that is now. Okay, all right. We're gonna talk about your boy Cam Newton. Now, little disclaimer out there. Okay,
who's your boy? Whose boy is Cam? Whose boy? Your boy.
Cam was my guy coming out of college, going to North Carolina. I was a Cam fan. Okay.
All right.
I liked Cam.
I'm not gonna put
write his captions in hieroglyphics. Do y'all follow that man on Instagram?
What?
Just
no.
Yo, I can't read it. I stopped.
It's horrible.
I can't read it.
He can't read it.
He has his own font. It's ridiculous. So okay, we're gonna talk about Cam Newton now. Slight little disclaimer out there. We about to we about to get into a conversation, and this is really a conversation that's dealing with wives and all that stuff. So I don't want to. We ain't trying to offend nobody. We just talking about it. All right. If you feel offended, turn it off. We ain't trying to offend nobody. So I want to play this video.
Are we able to play it? Did he use any expletives on this?
Yeah. Did he cuss in it?
He says hell one time.
Okay.
I don't know if that counts.
Is it hell? Yeah. Is it hell in the context of the place, the place of eternal torment, or is it hell like, I'm gonna beat the HE double hockey sticks out of you? Like,
well, he ain't say it like that. He literally just says hell and then he pauses and then he goes into another. I literally was just listening to it. That's why I had my phone up to my ear. I'll just listen to it to make sure.
Okay.
That's all I caught. Now, if you say something else and I missed it, I apologize. But I got what I could.
You're gonna have to edit this and then bleep it out if you say something.
Okay. All right. Well, that's gonna be a lot of work, but we're gonna see. All right. Here we go. This is Cam Newton talking about weird stuff.
I believe that in our religion, it has got lost in translation, and I warrant what I'm about to say. People say, "Oh, that's in the Old Testament. This is the New Testament," and things like that. There are some high-value men in the Bible that had a lot of favor from God by having multiple wives and multiple concubines. So you can't sit up here and say you want a man of God and not acknowledge the fact that, in this society it's socially accepted. But in the Bible, when you talk about David, when you talk about Solomon, the wisest person in all of earth, he had the most wives anybody has ever had, and concubines. And when David was in battle, he would go back to not only to save his wives, but to go back and protect his concubines.
Ooh, help us, Jesus. Okay, stop. Wait, I can't. Let's stop. Right, stop it. Stop, Zoe. Stop.
It's 2 minutes, Tim.
No, bro. No,
I
can't let it. No, you gotta stop right there.
I can't do this.
I think that's okay. Then we gotta stop right there. Oh,
Your boy, Tim.
My Lord,
your boy.
Jesus.
So Tim, go first.
Can we finish the video?
No, we cannot finish, Joe. We cannot finish.
Did that boy just?
This is how crazy this mess is. Okay, I've seen this video. I went back and saw a piece of the podcast. Okay, and me reacting to it is it's oh my God.
This is the first time I've ever seen that video. I haven't seen that before.
I've seen it, and it's still getting rattles me up. Saints of the Most High God, not just the saint people. Don't be talking scripture when you don't know what you're talking about. Don't be talking scripture when you don't know what you're talking about. All right.
You on the same short bus Bishop Whitehead on. Like we
Same
over this
short bus.
like we over here.
Misusing influence.
Exactly. You talking
Because
about
people
there's a
know who
whole
you are.
first off, when
Bruh.
does the Bible classify anybody as a high value man?
Come on.
Like,
So now
ain't in the King Jimmy version. Ain't in the King Jimmy version at all.
Now all of a sudden you got all of this wisdom and knowledge just because you don't have a good interpretation and understanding what you read.
And
You're
what
completely
referring to? Because he started off saying we got it wrong in our religion. What religion is that?
our religion.
Right.
What are you
Right.
talking about?
That's the first
Our
question I had. He said, what is our religion? Because I didn't know that this was
Well,
what he was doing.
I don't know who he's talking to, so I don't know.
But then he started talking Bible. So
Right. He said Old Testament, New Testament. So you talking about Christianity?
He started assuming it's Christianity. He started talking scripture.
Our religion? Oh, I didn't know. If that's the case, then you didn't messed up, Doc.
If pastors be up in the pulpit misinterpreting scripture, you ain't got a chance, fam. You don't have a chance, okay? People up there who read the Bible misinterpret it. And you read that story maybe 2 or 3 times, and you think you know what you're talking about.
He heard that story
He
2 or 3
heard the
times.
story.
He didn't read it.
And you think that those people having concubines and multiple wives is what caused them to have favor? Are you stupid? Are you retarded? No. No. What we find out about Solomon, and this is, when I read the story, I'm constantly reading, and we find out that our wisdom is to our demise. The same person that built the temple built multiple temple for those multiple gods of his concubines around the temple. Now read that. Did you read that in your Bible? Did you find that when you was reading?
He heard the story. He didn't read nothing.
We find out that it was God's wisdom that guided. So when Solomon was listening to God, we see the benefits of that. It ain't because Solomon wasn't the wisest man because it was Solomon. He prayed for wisdom and God gave him his wisdom.
Yes. And the favor came because of his heart stature in asking for wisdom.
Yes.
Not because he had multiple women. But you want to use
how does that work? Like you over here saying like they gained favor from the Lord because they had multiple wives and multiple concubines.
Okay.
Whole nother level of stupid.
No, that's not what he said. Let's get it. If we go,
that is exactly what he said.
What he say? So what he say? So what he say?
Right. All right. Now look, you looking at me crazy, Faye.
What did he say? So what did he say?
I'm just saying. Let's just get it right. What the man said was, if you want a man of God, then you have to accept that men of God had multiple wives and multiple.
And before that,
that's what he said. That's it.
Before that, he said these
hands up, don't shoot.
In the Bible had favor because they had multiple wives and concubines.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
Women.
That's what he said.
Exactly what he said.
Hands up, don't shoot.
Listen, if you can't control yourself and keep your stuff in your pants, just say that. Don't try to say the Bible approves of your mess. If you can't keep your hands to yourself, just say that.
No. And again, like,
come on,
bro. It's when stupid people read stuff, right? And be like, oh, well, this is what. No. Like, you have to understand at the times that they were living in, like wives and concubines and stuff like that, it was a society issue. It wasn't a Bible issue, okay? Like, so if you're not going to read it within the context of the times, and then you're going to bring that to 21st century Cam Newton, well, this means I can have multiple wives and concubines. I got to echo what Tim said. Is you stupid? Like, what? Yeah. Like, what? There's nothing... In our society, there's no justification for that. You cannot be married to
Cam. When the last time you killed a goat?
You cannot be married to multiple people in this country.
Come on,
you can't. It's illegal. Okay, so you over here saying, well, you got to accept it in the Bible. Okay, well, in the Bible, it was also true that you could stone adulterers. Mm-hmm. Now, are you willing to to go back to Bible days on that, or
is it your turn?
Is it your turn to get to come to the
And what about mixing fabrics? Back then, that's
mixing
what
fabric? Yeah,
Right.
like
This brother got a horse on his head, and
Stop it.
I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot of. He be wearing them little feathers and all this other junk.
Woo!
Cam,
Bro,
this is why it's relevant now, right? This is why it's relevant now, because we got people that take more. They take more from Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, and they hold Facebook and Instagram and TikTok preachers, and people are feeding off of this mess, right? And those same people adopt those mindsets, but they still in church. They think that just because Cam said that and there is some relevance, or it's halfway true, or has some bruh, no. And like I think platforms like this allow us to speak to that mess, because it's more prevalent, and it's prevalent amongst our generation. Now, I ain't saying the older folk not, but they not on the Instagram and TikTok and all of the other stuff. They not ascribing to these people, subscribing to them. But as we get older, we're gonna run into stuff like this, and you gotta address it, because people, man, come on, man, come on.
He proved that he listens to a lot of podcasters when he mentioned the word high value man.
High value man.
Lost
right.
like,
So what does that mean? Now, of course, I understand the Kevin Samuels definition of a high value man. I understand that, and Faye is rolling her eyes at me. I get that, but
Rest in
like
peace, Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Oh,
God rest his soul. Oh my
Jesus.
God.
Oh,
now,
Lord.
Faye, now, Alex. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
That is not okay.
Yo,
Come on, where he deserves.
oh my God. Okay. So getting back to it, I'm just saying, like, I understood the definition that he used. I understand the definition that's widely accepted, but I'm lost, because it seems as if you're using the definition to qualify yourself and saying, well, you have to, accept, and, this is coming from a position of you, so you have to accept the fact that I myself am a high value man according to my own definition that I created in my head, right? And that to me is problematic, because what did we say last? What did we say last week? If you're good, you let everybody know. If you're great, they'll let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Newton, not a lot of people are talking about your character.
Oh my goodness.
Not a lot of people, brother.
Not a lot of people right now. Like they're not talking about you. So if you're talking about yourself, that tells me what category you're in. Mm-hmm. All right. So this whole thing, like I'm just mad at the whole like that. I'm with Tim. Like if you want to be a hoe, say that.
Come on.
If you want to be a hoe, say that. If you want to be, just say that. Be clear with us. If that's what you want to do.
The next time Alfonso puts together a soundbite for the intro to Sticks and Stones, I demand that if you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. I want
hey, say that. Say that. But don't
Listen.
Like try to blow smoke up my butt trying to talk about like, well, back in the day, there was a woman that danced before the king, and she was like, bro. On, fam. Don't do this.
That's what you want to do. Just go ahead and do it. That's
you played yourself. You played yourself.
This is the biggest mischaracterization that we have on scripture. Newsflash. Sorry to bust your bubble. You are not David.
Nope.
Thank you.
Are not Solomon.
At all.
You are not Jeremiah. Right?
Nope.
Right. You are not Moses. You're not
Ruth, to my knowledge.
Esther. You're not Paul. You're not Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. You're not none of those people. So when we're making reference to scripture or applying ourselves to the book, we are putting ourselves automatically into the main character. You ain't Jesus. How about that? We putting ourselves in the character.
You ain't even Thomas.
Of the main character. You probably the goat herder. That's probably who you are.
You ain't even Philip.
Probably you. You probably the dude that told the dude to tie the to go get the donkey so you can give it the water so he can put it on the gate. Yeah, you probably that dude.
You probably the donkey.
You might be
You
the donkey.
probably is the donkey.
Yo.
You might be the donkey.
I want to use a different word, but I'm a respect.
Yeah, we're pushing the line this episode already.
Right, right. I know, but Bishop he did a sermon.
Yeah,
he's like don't be an A. I think I don't know what it is.
I wanted to walk out that building, and as soon as he said, like, for real,
like
for real.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
No, so that's all I got. And Zoe is playing the music, so we don't cross no. We doing good because we made Zoe uncomfortable this show. Okay?
Right.
Yeah, man.
Uncomfortable. Hey, I'm saying if we pushing the line in your standards, then we doing good.
No, look. The music is playing because we have reached our time.
We have.
That is why the music is playing.
The time has expired.
Time has expired.
There's no more money left in the
it is. Now, we did not play the rest of that video. All I want to say is that video ends with the person that he's talking to, the woman. She comes on and she says that the Bible instructs men to love their wife as Christ loved the church. Christ died for his people. You cannot die for me and then die for another wife. So if you're gonna have multiple wives, that is not of God, because you cannot love those multiple wives as Christ loved the church. That was her point, and we're gonna just kind of drop that there. I don't even want to get to a whole other conversation. I don't want to get into it. We didn't get to finish the video because Tim got hyped. So I
couldn't take it either. Dude was spitting
I was gonna flip up all this stuff in here. I couldn't take it.
I just wanted to provide the end of the video. All right. So with that being said, let's get into our final words. Ladies first.
I would just say this is a reminder that sometimes it's okay to just shut up. Because, like, for example, if y'all start talking about sports, I'm gonna just sit here and be quiet because I don't know, and I'm not gonna just pull something off the top of my head. Likewise with scripture, while between Sunday school, vacation, Bible school, Bible ball, all that, I know a lot of scripture, but there are times you bring up something, I'll be like, oh, and I'll shut up. Likewise, there's a reason the Bible does say to study to show yourself approved. And if you haven't studied, it's okay to shut up. So whether it's Cam and his scripture and or Whitehead and his everything, it's okay.
Whitehead and his everything.
Yeah. I'll say, it's a lot of what we've seen is a lot of misuse of influence. And I guess we kind of hinted towards it with the Ime thing, but it's a possibility that he could have misused his influence, his position. We've seen how Whitehead has done it, you got this position of bishop and you're just doing whatever you want to do. You think these people just supposed to follow you. Cam Newton, you have a certain name. Again, I was a fan at one point, so that's going to cause me to hear what you have to say, and what you have to say is a bunch of crap. Just people misusing influence. So unfortunately, what we'll see is that is a human trait. So the question is, how are you misusing your influence?
Deep words.
Because people will be people. We just people. We're not advanced. Look, you see somebody else do it, a possibility of you doing it just went up 50%.
Yeah, it's the truth.
So how are you misusing influence? Opportunity for correction. We can all correct ourselves. We can grow and get better. So that's what I got to say.
For my final words, I'm going to speak directly to Ime. Ime, if you're listening, hey, how you doing? Big fan. So, question. I know that you're a fan of literature. Did you read the passage? I think it was Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them. Yeah, if you haven't read it, I implore you to read that or read it again. Because, without getting into your business, that's your business. But obviously, the people that you are currently associated with don't give a flying flip about what it is that they're doing to you when you have examples of what they do to people that they do care about. So I'm just letting you know that you don't have no options, bro. You don't have no options. There's a team down the street. I mean, they got a coach, but is he though? Is he though? Like, you know, you kind of ran through him last year.
4 games.
4 games. He almost didn't survive that. So, if you're listening,
he shouldn't have survived.
He probably shouldn't have. But if you're listening, take your talents to Brooklyn. Take your talents to Brooklyn. Go there, but don't go to Bishop Whitehead's church. I got a church for you, but don't go to Bishop Whitehead's church once you go to Brooklyn. I'll
holler. My final words. Last night, I saw one of the better movies that I've ever seen called Woman King. It's with Viola Davis. And it is about a tribe of women warriors, and they go out and they do a lot of great things. One of the messages from that movie, I don't want to give the movie away, but one of the messages from that movie is, a lot of times as people, we get caught up into these stigmas and stereotypes as to what we are supposed to be, what we're supposed to be as men, and what we're supposed to be as women. And in that movie, at the end of that movie, you get this glimpse of, Viola Davis's character. She's this strong female warrior, right? She's the woman king. But at the same time, she embraces the things that she despised a lot of as a woman, i.e. being a mom, right? She despised the thought of being a mom. She didn't want to do that because she thought it took away from her strength, it took away from her viciousness as a warrior. At the end of the movie, she embraced it, comes to find out she's really good at both, right? So that's kind of what my final word is. It don't matter what other people say we're supposed to be as men or as women. Just be the best you can be, and whatever that is what that is. But don't let all these folks try to tell you how it's supposed to go down. So that's really all I got. At the end of the day, that's it. Sticks and stones may break your bones. These words may help you. We appreciate you guys.
Peace. I think I'm gonna go see that movie, so.
Yeah, I gotta go.
I think I'm gonna go see that movie.
Oh yeah,
I think I am.
It's true. It's the truth.